Hey everybody, this is Mandog here with another Starcraft Underground League Season 3 cast. This is a Week 2 cast. This is between Gallons from Team Unhinged, a Protoss player, against DeadDumble, a Zerg from Team Chaos. The first game in this series is played on Fighting Spirit, so let's jump into it. Okay, let's see. Is that showing up? There we go. That took a sec. So anyway, spawning is the pink Zerg in the top right. Here's DeadDumble. And spawning in the bottom left is the yellow Protoss. Here's Gallons. I think these are like fairly standard players overall. I think Dumble just kind of likes to stick on like Hydras or Zerglings sometimes. But overall, like a fairly standard like macro type player. I think he actually has pretty strong macro mechanically speaking, but I think Gallons is probably the favorite in this matchup. But this shouldn't be like some huge mismatch or anything like that. So just opening up, it looks like Gallons is placing down his first pylon on the standard spot. He's probably going to do a Forge fast expand here, and DeadDumble is just making drones so far. Okay, we have an Overlords. This is most likely an Overpool, but it's also possible that it'll be a 12 hatch here. That would also not be weird, although Fighting Spirit has a lot of room for a cannon rush here. Actually, I'm not 100% sure how this spawn works. Maybe if the pylons can go here and block. You know, I've had Fighting Spirit vetoed as a map for, gosh, almost as long as I've been playing. So I'm not quite sure how that works. But anyway, we have it's not going to come up here because we have an Overpool from DeadDumble. Just making his drones. We have the Forge coming down from Gallons. Neither player has scouted the other. So Gallons does not know if he can just take a Nexus here yet. He's double scouting, which is a good idea to do if you're going with a Forge fast expand, because that gives you the ability to cannon rush if that were lined up, if this were a hatchery first. He needs to go in here and kind of see when the pool timing is though, because he would have been able to get away with the Nexus here. So we don't even have the pool done. There would definitely be enough time to drop the Nexus and then put an additional cannon behind it, I think. But both players just making workers right now. We have two Lings coming out from Dumble, probably going to get some scouting done. He has now scouted the corner positions, but hasn't seen Gallons yet, obviously because he's cross-spawn. And Gallons is just hanging out, seeing what he can see. We should have this drone, probably. Gonna head over here and take a third, if you're playing very standard for Dumble. Now the third is already a little bit late at this point, if he's going for standard, and he should also be taking a gas. On the other side, we have Dumble. He's dropped down the Nexus here. Drone getting into scout, not controlled though, so it gets picked off by the cannon. Dumble definitely needs to, or Gallons definitely needs to throw in his gateway right there, he does. And we're still just kind of chasing the probe here. I don't think you need to have this much stuff chasing the probe. Especially at like a lower level, you can kind of just put like one on it just to keep it active. Like make sure that he doesn't stop controlling it. But here's the gas. This gas is probably 45 seconds late or so. Still hasn't taken a third. If you fear like a 2-gate or something, you can definitely throw down a hatchery like here. Although you still would have wanted to do it a while ago because you can really see his money's creeping on the lot here. It's kind of not making anything. Yep. So here's the drone. This is going to take the third base. Not sure. This looks off to me. I could be wrong, but I think this should be higher, more like parallel to the gas. Some Gallons just doing regular stuff. He doesn't have a probe on the map anymore, so he's kind of blind as to what DeadDumble's doing. Dumble has pretty good vision here. He's got his Lings sort of fanned out, checking for like anything out, maybe some illegal bases. Who knows? Protoss do be like that. So we're mining our gas, we got the core, we should see another pylon here, I guess, and then He's going to want to drop the Stargate pretty soon, and he should have taken the second gas by now. We were doing just like a standard sort of... Okay, so he's not taking a Stargate. He's throwing down Zealot legs. He doesn't have +1 started, which is interesting. Typically for these sort of builds you would definitely want to have the +1 going, and then you would hit a +1 timing with your Zealots. Very strong. It changes two attacks to kill a wing instead of 3 when you're up 1 attack as Protoss against the Zerg's armor. Okay, so he is doing the Stargate. It's just kind of an odd order, and he's not really doing the upgrades. On the other side, we have DeadDumble dropping his 4th hatchery. He's getting his Hydras, droning a bit. That's all good. This seems like misplaced to me. I think this is farther away from everything than it should be. Second cannon here for safety because we don't really know what's happening. We're sending some Zealots out on the map to scout. Both players doing a better job of keeping money down. The builds are a little... I'm not quite sure what they're going for, but Gallons is going out to see if he can get it done here. Although DeadDumble was throwing down a lot of static defense. So if these turn into sunks, then generally speaking, Gallons is not going to be able to get anything done here. Although, I wonder if this would reach if you stuck a Zealot like right up here. I'm not 100% sure that these sunks would actually reach. These are pretty far down. They're not really defending the mineral line particularly. So if we just fight them, then it's not really going to matter. So he loses 1 to the sunks. Dumble is sending wings. Oh, this guy's gonna get some damage here. He's already gotten 2 drones, which is pretty huge considering 3 drones of what was 24. This Zealot might be a game ender if we don't realize what's happening. Because this is pretty massive damage. But we do have our Hydras out, so we can at least fight. We're not looking though. Okay, that should draw him in. Yeah, that was colossal damage for this Zealot. That was like more than a third of Dumble's economy right there. So we're sending out these Zerglings here. I think we need to get something done. This is no longer enough drones for 3 Hatch Hydra production consistently, so I don't even know if you could necessarily try to do like a late 973 here and just like pass Hydras. Yeah. Gallons definitely doesn't have Storm yet. This would be too fast, but he does have a couple of High Templar. Yeah, he's just started Storm. Okay, he's going Armor first, so he's not getting the +1. So these Lings are actually going to be more effective than you would expect against Zealots. And Dumble's just going to rally forward all of his units. I think he realizes that his economy is in pretty rough shape. Gallons, I think, has an idea of this. He's throwing down an additional cannon. This is not a lot of Zealots, so it's less scary because Dumble is kind of just sitting here instead of going. This is not a lot of control here. We were like focusing cannons. Actually, okay. I mean, we might still be getting this done. Actually, focusing the pylon is definitely not what you want to do. Pylons in Brewor are pretty tanky, whereas cannons are like paper mache. I think if we had focused these cannons instead, that would have been the game right there. But if we're just rallying Zealots, I'm not so sure. This is a lot of High Templar, and they're all have Storm now. They've all got at least, well, almost all of them have at least 1. And Dumble went pretty all in on his Hydra production. He's kind of transitioned back to drones, but this is like pretty dire straits. He's down 26 workers, which, I mean, you normally expect to be down workers as Zerg, but this is kind of an extreme amount. I think that Zealot that was there was really the game ender, and I think there was an opportunity for Dumble here if he had kind of focused on the control a bit more there. So these zealots are going to have +1 armor soon, though not attack. And we have a lot of sunks, which will help us live longer. Drones are railing, which will help us live longer. But I think this is, this is 7 zealots here, 2 more, this is 9 total. For, 2 sunks, I don't think you should be able to hold that with that. Not really any units coming. This is a very late layer. You have production though. He's got 5 hatcheries in total, which is a pretty solid amount. So Gallons is going to get in there, see what he can get done. I don't really see a world where Dumble is able to hold this. This is just too many zealots. So 1 sunken already falls. He's just going to surround this. What he also could have done in this case is he literally just could have run past this and gone up into the main, killed everything there. But I think as we can see here, that doesn't matter. So Dumble will drop out of game 1. Alright, so next we're going to see what's on the docket for 2. Looks like Dumble's map choice was Knockout. Let's load that up. Okay, so game 2 on Knockout. And okay, here we are. We have Gallons as the sort of greenish colored Protoss in the top right on Knockout, currently up 1-0. And DeadDumble in the bottom right as the, I don't know what this color's called, kind of olive colored Zerg. So let's see if Dumble has a plan to bounce back after game 1. This was his map pick, so obviously he likes this map. Maybe he has something spicy he likes to pull out, or if he just maybe likes the defensive nature of it. We'll be able to see. Both players so far just making workers, as one would expect. There's no 4 pool, no 5 pool, nothing like that. I think this would already be late for like center gates or something. Yep, probably just doing another Forge Fast Expand. Getting out there to scout. So Dumble is going to first scout with this Overlord, whereas if Gallon sends the second probe, he will second scout Dumble, but obviously this one is not going to for a while. A little bit of a change up for Dumble here. We have a 9 pool, so a little more aggressive here, and luckily, like we said, he is going to first scout. The only thing that's working against him here is that Gallons in the last game kind of defaulted towards being defensive when he didn't know what was going on. But against a 9 pool, okay, this is a 9 pool speed, so we're going all in on the Lings. We're going Lings, we're going Ling speed, we're going for it. So for a 9 pool, you typically need to throw down 2 cannons, because when the Lings get there, that's what you need. A 9 pool speed, though, I think probably don't go in with the Lings immediately, because you're kind of just pooling up your Lings until speed finishes, and then you want to send everything at once. I guess you can always, of course, be opportunistic, like if you get your Lings there and you see that there's no cannon, or you think you just have a window to get in, then you can do something. But I think if you're going 9 pool speed, you're going to wait for your speed, which has now started, and Gallons has a full scout. He sees that there is an extractor, and we've now pulled off of gas. There's really no other reason that you would do that at this point, other than just getting Ling speed, and because you're not mining any gas after that, just going all in with it. He doesn't conga line this. This could actually be dangerous for Gallons. Okay, he's going to conga line. So the 6 Lings should be able to break 1 cannon. You see how close it got? And that was just kind of ran in a line. If Dumble had... Is he going to block? Ooh, 2 HP. So if Dumble had stopped here, and then sent everything at once, then he absolutely would have gotten this cannon. and Gallons would be in real trouble. He hadn't even started the gateway. They would have to fight probes of Lings. At that point, Dumble can just rally Lings like he is, and that this probably would have killed if he had just pulled up his units there, waited to go. But instead, Dumble feels like this one's over, so that's going to be the end of game 2. So that is a 2-0 victory for Gallons in this one. Again, that's a 2-0 win for Gallons from Team Unhinged. And that will mark the end of this cast. Thanks for watching. Bye.